Hi, my name is Roberto Dalla Vecchia and welcome to another Flatpicking Guitar Lesson. Today I want to talk about dominant chords. In particular, I want to talk about dominant seventh chords. I want to show you how you can embellish a very simple chord progression using seventh chords. I'm going to use Amazing Grace. I think this is a very popular song, right? Everybody knows it. And we will play Amazing Grace in the key of G. So let me go through the chord progression once. It goes like this. And it goes to C and back to G. That's the first phrase. Second phrase. And it stays here for 2 bars. And the third phrase. Just like the first phrase. Last phrase, D and G for 2 bars. Okay, very simple chord progression, great song. Okay, now first of all I want to transform those 3 chords into numbers. So G is the 1 chord or tonic chord, and then C is the 4 chord and D is the 5 chord. So why am I using 4 and 5? Just because C, the C chord, is built on the 4th note of the G major scale. Okay, look, I'm playing the G major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4. You see that? That's a C note, C chord, 4 chord. And if I go up one more note, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the D note, D chord. That's the 5 chord. The 5 chord has a special name. It's called dominant chord, and maybe you're familiar with that word. And it's dominant because that's such an important chord in any chord progression. So it's the second most important chord after the G chord in this case. So G is the chord of the key we are playing in, and C is 4, D is 5. Now this is the first rule I'm gonna give you. You can add the 7th to any dominant chord, to any 5 chord, if that chord goes back to 1. So whenever we have a chord progression in the key of G, in this case, and D is followed by a G chord, I can replace that D with a D7th. And if I do that, the 7th generates a lot of tension that resolve only if I go back to the tonic chord, to the 1 chord. Okay, listen to this. Okay, if I go, let's say I go to C, it doesn't resolve, right? Actually, it doesn't sound great at all. So this is so nice and pleasant for our ears. So that's the first rule. It's very, very simple, right? You have a 5 chord followed by a 1 chord. Great. I can try to spice up that chord playing the 7th chord and see if I like it or not. Now, maybe sometimes it doesn't work. By that I mean that maybe you just don't like it. Maybe it doesn't fit the song, right? But that's a very basic rule that you can always try, and then you can decide if you want to use it or not. So now I would like to play Amazing Grace using this simple concept and see how it sounds. Okay, here we go. Here it comes. Nice. So you see how it works? It's very, very simple. Okay, now let me take this a step further. Okay, now we said that D is the 5 chord, and that's correct. And when D goes back to G, we have a 5-to-1 chord progression. 5-to-1. Good, excellent. But now let me give you a little shortcut here that is important, I think. If I count from D to G and I go up, it goes like this: D, C, E, sorry, F, G. Okay, again, D, E, F, G. So D is going up 4 notes. Okay, so don't be confused. So D goes back to G and it's a 5-to-1. But of course, if you go from 5 up to 8, that is like 1, you have 4 notes only, not 5. Okay, so I prefer to look at this sequence of 2 chords like this. Okay, I have a couple of chords and the first chord goes up 4 notes. And if that happens, okay, I can try to play a 7th chord. Okay? Why am I telling you this? Well, because if I apply the same idea, the same concept to G and C, well, look, G, A, B, C. G is going up 4 notes. Ooh, so that is telling me that I can try to play a G7. And let's see how it works. And actually it sounds great, right? Do you like it? So now I'm not thinking about the key I'm playing in. I'm just looking at the chord progression, and whenever I spot 2 chords and the first one goes up 4 notes, I know that I can try to play a 7th chord. I can substitute the first chord with a 7th chord. Okay, as simple as that. So let me play Amazing Grace one more time using G, G7, D and D7. Alright, so if you play flat picking and you love Tony Rice, you know that Tony Rice is using this idea a lot. Maybe you're familiar with this fingering. So this is a very common passing chord that Tony plays when he has a G followed by a C chord. And actually that's just a G7 with some extra spices with a C and an A. So the 7th is here and then it goes to C. And that's why it works so well, because G is going up 4 notes. Okay, so that's all for today. And I encourage you to experiment with this. So look at the chord progression of a song, see if you can see any combination, any couple of chords that are 4 notes apart, and try to substitute the first chord of the couple with a 7th chord. All right. So if you have any question, just leave a comment down below in the comment area of the video, and again, you can subscribe to my channel and give it a like if you enjoy this lesson, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.